Before the episode starts, I'd like to apologize on behalf of May J, me, and Chewy, and the actual podcast. Our schedule has just been completely out of control. We've been so extremely busy, and we just want to apologize and let you guys know that we will try our best to be as professional as possible when it comes to our upload schedule. Other than that, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for everyone who's been sticking by at our very horrible schedule. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good one. Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Te Café and Chisme. I'm your co-host Pancho,
I'm your co-host May.
and today we're back again with.
Chewy.
It's never fun. It's never.
Yeah.
It does never sound natural. Today's drink of the day, we're all ordering again from Cantera Rosas Cafe. I got
Yo.
Ferrero Rocher this time.
I ended up getting cookie butter this time.
And I got Teddy Graham.
Honestly, the Ferrero was pretty good. They had little chunks of Ferrero on top, and after drinking it, I could munch on the chocolate. But it was nice and creamy. Wasn't too sweet. Wasn't too hard or anything. It was like the right consistency for me.
Man, I'm drinking it right now. It's really good. Okay, so last week I got 2 weeks ago, I got the Galletas Maria one. Really good. But this one outbeats that one. I got the cookie butter one, and it is really, really good. I think this one's their best one yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the, what was it, the Gansito last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And today, well, I got the Teddy Graham. I honestly, I don't know, they're both good. I don't know, if I had to pick one, I think I would still have to pick the Gansito.
The Gansito one?
Yeah.
Honestly, I did like the other one I had, but I like the little chocolates on top. It kind of just adds like a little bit more, I guess, sugar, a little bit more to actually enjoy out of the drink. So after drinking it, you could just munch on the chocolate.
And then we also got bagels.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
and
bagels
then
were
it was
really good.
really good, actually.
They just started making them. They come out fresh with was it strawberry and plain cream cheese, right? Or was
They
it
also
just-
had, I think, like a mixed berries cream cheese.
Yeah,
they're mixed
Yeah.
berries.
Well, Pancho and I ended up getting the cinnamon.
I think it
bagels
was just
one?
cinnamon with plain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with plain cream cheese, and they were really good. And then what did
I
you get?
ended up getting I believe it was the blueberry one with strawberry.
Yeah,
cream
and the
cheese.
strawberry
Yeah.
cream cheese is really good.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the blueberry one, but then when I saw that they had cinnamon, I was like, you know what? I want something a little bit more sweeter, and it was worth it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good.
They're always so kind. Shout out to them. With their coffees coming out fresh every single time we go and get them, and doesn't matter how early we get or how late, they're always so kind and courteous whenever we're there. But to start things off, we wanted to talk about Coachella. So Coachella started. When did it start? Last week.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
was
don't
last
really
week.
pay attention to any of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was last week. Or 2 weekends. 2 weekends ago. No?
Really? I don't
A
remember,
weekend.
to be
A
honest.
weekend ago.
Yeah, I think it was a week ago.
Because we talked a little bit about it at the beginning of this week, but we didn't actually
Yeah, I think
go
it was
into
a
it
week.
because we
I
wanted
think
to
it was
talk
a
about it
weekend
here.
ago.
Have you guys seen the outfits
Mhm.
of people? I feel like it's weirder than the last time that Coachella was
I
here.
feel like nothing's going to outbeat that, like, 2016, like, Coachella outfits that everybody would post, because I
Yeah.
feel like that summer, everybody tried wearing that in their hometowns, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody was like, oh, I'm so Cali girl. And I'm like, no, you live in, in the Midwest. Like, no.
I just find the location very weird. Like, it's in the middle of the desert and the hotels are like miles away. Like, they couldn't pick a more accommodating spot for people.
Well, they need a huge location.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it's just, Like, I don't know.
You gotta remember, there's thousands of people there.
Yeah, like
It's
it
nothing
is
compared
literally
to, like,
one of the
Sueños here.
biggest. Yeah, like Sueños here in Chicago is probably 10 times smaller than Coachella.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think
And 10
Summer
times
Smash is
cheaper
bigger.
than Coachella.
How much time is it? Like, is it like, isn't it 2-3 weeks?
Coachella?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2
But
weeks.
it's I think it's the same artist for both weeks, and I guess like mainly people want to go to the second one because you know the artist tried to outbeat the first show that they had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then not only that, but like a lot of people want to see what other people already wore, what people already took to campsites, and what what
Like
to take and what not to take. Yeah.
Speaking of the campsites, oh my god, the amount of effort people put into that, but the expenses, that's crazy. I could never.
Yeah. I saw another video today, and I think hers was the cheapest one. And she literally said, what a solo, like, person spent at Coachella. Y eso es que she drove from, I think she said it was 8 hours to get to Coachella, 10 hours to go back home, because it took an extra 2 hours just to drive out of the campsite.
Isn't it traffic and all that? Oh my god!
And then she said she ended up getting VIP tickets, second tier. So you know that since it wasn't first tier, it's not the cheapest VIP tickets.
Yeah.
And then, but she did say she did it on a payment plan, so it wasn't like it didn't hit her all at once.
Oh, that's good.
But she did like end up posting saying that she spent basically $2,200 for one person. Y eso es que ella vive cerca.
Yeah, imagine like people that are out of state.
Imagine if we decided to go to Coachella. We live in Chicago, so like
we had to
we gotta fly
live
out,
in the suburbs of Chicago. Imagine we still have to drive from here to like O'Hare, and then or Midway, and then from there go to California. From California, get an Uber.
Yeah. No, and then even aparte de eso, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like
the
we
luggage,
would have to buy. We would have to buy our own like tent.
Yeah, well, and then what will we do with it? We can't fly back with the freaking tent.
We would have to buy it and give it out to someone.
Yeah, and be like, hey, you want this? We drove all the way from we flew all the way from Chicago.
Yeah.
Unless you decide to want to do a road trip all the way to Chicago to Cali.
Like 2 days, 2-3 days.
Yeah, that would take literally 2 days to get there.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
There.
I'm good. I need my leg space, bro. I feel like I'm gonna lose a few years in my kneecaps right there.
Don't worry, we'll take the trucks. Put a bed in the back.
Didn't as kids? I swear we did. My brother doesn't remember, but I swear we drove to Texas one day.
I think you guys did. We didn't.
No, we didn't.
How about Mexico? Because I remember.
No, not Mexico.
I remember us going in a bus in Mexico once.
Well, that was to the playa.
No. Like straight from here to Mexico in a bus.
I don't think you've ever gone to Mexico in a bus.
I just remember like of us being in a hot ass bus for hours, like more than 3, 4, 5 hours, and I remember seeing night and day like more than once.
Were you smoking on, bro?
Yeah, I was smoking at 12 years old. Yeah, sure.
No, I don't think you went to Mexico.
No, I don't remember.
I remember Texas because that was my first time ever going to Texas. We went to Houston, and it was during the 4th of July week. And I remember getting burned and setting off a firework, and the firework like tilted, and it ended up like burning my knee on the way.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I only went to Texas. I only went to Dallas, and that was because of marching band. And I think
Texas, I went to a ton of places in Texas because I used to.
Yeah, you basically
lived out
over there.
Yeah, that's cool. You're gonna talk about that your whole experience with living over there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've lived here near Chicago all my life, so I can't really speak about traveling and all that.
You're not missing much.
Yeah. I mean,
You're
it
not
is
missing much.
Texas.
It's okay. I think the only thing that I really liked was it's warm all year round.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically like that was my favorite thing. I hate the snow. I hate driving in snow. I just don't like that.
But it doesn't like the heat like just bother you?
It doesn't.
Like
It honestly doesn't.
no,
I
like
could
the
do.
hot heat.
Well, okay, so there was a time where I used to work. I used to work for a photography company, and we would stay literally 3 months in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
And well, Foley, Alabama was where the condo was, but I was working in Gulf Shores, and it would be literally 120 degrees outside, and I was working outside because it was sports photography. So I basically had to take pictures of the sports teams, and it was hot. I had such a tan though, like it was the good thing. And then the thing is, like, the beach was literally like less than 10 minutes away from the condo.
Oh, that sounds
yeah.
amazing.
So you could go like right after work if you want to go, to the beach. There would be like little restaurants on the side. There, my favorite one was the Hangout. They're in I think it's still Gulf Shores. And then there was another one in Orange Beach, which is a little bit further. I don't remember the restaurant though. I think it had to do something with like Fork and Spoon or something like that. But it was really good. It was like a breakfast place. It was really good.
I think having a beach house is one of my bucket lists, at least for like a year or so. Not like a permanent place where I want to live, but I want to just like be able to live like right in front of a beach for a year or so.
Nah,
just
me personally, I prefer to get
Okay.
a cabin.
When I
Cabin?
first
A
got
cabin.
there, when I first got like my first year ever working the summer, a hurricane hit us. So
Oh,
it delayed like all the games.
Mm-hmm.
It delayed the tournament start and everything. Like a lot of teams were like, "Oh, so how's this going to work because, we're only here for a limited time." And, some parents they got vacation. They have to go back to work. Some kids, they had, let's say, like, summer school or whatever. Like, they had to go back, They were only going to be there for a week because every week or every 4 days was a certain team, like, certain teams. And then they would do, like, the championships. And then as soon as championships ended, you had 1 day off. Everyone had it off. And then otra vez a chingarle. Otra vez venían otros 100 equipos.
Yeah.
Y así. And then it would dwindle down from 100 to like the last day ya nomás habían como, 5 teams.
I remember
6
you
teams.
making bank during those days though.
Yeah. But like, it was hard work. Like, it was hard work. La paga, really good. Because like, el último día, ya cuando eran like los championships, but you basically didn't do much because everybody had already seen their picture. You practically already sold to everybody.
Yeah.
And you were fine. But oh man, like the first days of the week,
first 2 days are
tenías que correrle.
Yeah, because like for example, like there was multiple teams, and like of course, like when you go against teams, it could be 2 teams, and they say like each teams carry around like 20 to 30 kids. Yeah. And you had to go on both sides at 60.
Yeah, it was a workout.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you got like really tan. My calves were really good though. And you were making bank, and then like you were there for so long that you start making friends with like the park people and the concessions and everything. Like I made friends with all the park the park helpers and maintenance and all that stuff.
You got free hot dogs.
Actually, I remember getting free hot dogs like the second year.
Free pickle juice from like the ones from the last
not the pickle
episode.
juice, no. But you know what? What I hated the most was it was so freaking humid that like the minute you walked out, ya estaba sudando.
I could imagine it because of the ocean being right next door.
Yeah, but like it wasn't like, how do I explain it? It wasn't like a humid, or like when it's humid and hot here. Aquí en Chicago es como aquí luego se te seca la piel.
Yeah.
Y luego you're like, oh my god, like sí sudas, pero luego tienes la piel seca. And like se te hace como que hasta tiesa la piel, And over there, no. Over there, like, yeah, it was humid as shit, and then like you were sweating, but at the same time, it was like you were hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like you weren't dehydrated over there. I don't know how to explain it. Like it was, I don't know. It was like such a good kind of hot.
It was kind of like, I guess you're burning down your calories, but in a healthy way,
Basically,
or
then,
at least that it felt like a healthy.
You
way.
were in a sauna.
Yeah, you were in a
Basically,
sauna.
yeah.
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 Pero se
Natural
sentía
sauna.
bien. Pero at the same time, like another like one of the things I didn't like was that it randomly rained.
Ooh, I love that. I love when it rains.
No, like I
Randomly.
was there with a printer with all my photography equipment and everything. Most of the time I was working by myself. So like imagínate que I'm with the team, like, you know, away from my setup, and it starts downpouring out of freaking nowhere. I have to run back to my setup to put my printer donde no se vaya a mojar.
Mm-hmm.
Or like para que no se mojaran los frames and everything. Is basically
Yeah, because I think that happened when
that
I
happened
went to help
to
you
us.
guys.
Yeah,
one
at
time.
one of the events.
I believe it was a baseball event.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it
Pero
started
nada que
raining.
ver ese evento de béisbol
Uh-huh.
con los eventos de allá.
Oh,
Allá
no,
it
yeah.
was a downpour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that over there, like, the climate?
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember
it's
my
just
shoes
different.
were soaked. I was soaked. Like, and then literally llegas al condo, and it would happen all the time. Like, no creas que nomás pasaba una vez en cuando.
Mhm.
Happened every single time. And then it would suck because llegas al condo y estás cansado. And it was varias locations. It wasn't just me working. It was like one person was at Foley, one person was at Gulf Shores, or another two people were at like Orange Beach, like various parks where the tournaments were at. So it was varios crews working. Llegan todos al mismo fucking tiempo a la casa, and there's only 2 fucking bathrooms.
Oh my
Todo el
God.
mundo se quería bañar.
Oh yeah.
Llegas
Oh my
empapado
goodness.
and full of dirt. Like you could literally like put your finger, you know, across your cheek y se venía el dirt.
I remember those days, like when I was in junior high and stuff, and how, by the way, in my opinion, I think Illinois has the worst weather ever. Like it randomly changes out of nowhere.
Boy live in Illinois but doesn't know how to say Illinois. He says
Okay.
Illinois.
Okay.
Illinois.
In Illinois. Anyways, cause 2 weeks ago it hailed, bro. Out of nowhere, there was no like clouds or anything. It was just clear sky, and we had hail like almost the size of a ping pong balls, and I was like, bro, what the hell? And then just 2 nights ago, it thunderstormed so badly that like I couldn't see anything on my way back. And yeah, on my way home, I had to make a couple of stops because it was just so bad. I'm driving. I had to wait a couple minutes, but then I realized that it was gonna rain all night, so I ended up just booking it home. And the good thing is that my job is like a good 10-15 minutes away from our house, but it was pretty bad that day.
And then one day, the basement flooded.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
And Pancho and I stay in the basement.
Yeah, I remember that day I got soaked at work, and I came home like completely soaked from my clothes just to go downstairs and see that my entire just the front part of like my room was wet. So I'm like, okay, cool. I expected a dry room, and now I come back from being wet to get more wet.
Yeah. I was like, are you serious? And we actually have like a pump that is supposed to avoid from the water coming in. But what happened was the water still went through like I guess the toilet, and it made the toilet water rise.
Yeah.
And since our toilet is higher up than the basement floor, it just flooded down to the basement.
And it's also because there's a river on the other side over here where we live.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The water goes to like, how do I say it? Like it's supposed to go down to the draining system and to like, you know, like the sewers, but with so much water coming, like pouring down, it goes so straight to the ground, and well, it ended up like
Todo
finding
se
its
moja y se
way.
viene para acá.
Yeah.
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 It just overflows.
Oh my god, I just realized I put my shirt on backwards. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm so tired.
I'm tired too.
So we all went to sleep super late. Chewy and I, my mom and my dad really wanted to go to church yesterday because today's Easter, by the way. So yesterday was I don't even know what it's called in English. But yesterday we went to church, and it's basically where like they light the candle, like this big candle, and then we basically went back inside the church, and then everybody lights their candles, and it's like it starts with a V. I can't pronounce the word.
A what?
Like what we did yesterday at Monte Carmelo.
Sacrifice someone.
No, we didn't sacrifice anyone. We basically just went in. I don't even know what we did. Hold up.
Praise the Lord. That's what you did.
Vigilia Pascual. I don't know how to say that in English, but
What would translate?
I don't know. But basically, Vigilia Pascual was yesterday at 8 p.m., right? So we get there, and my mom's like, oh my god, it's Saturday at 8 p.m. No one's gonna go. Why are we going so early? It was 7:45 when we left the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Church starts at 8. So then I was like, dude, let's just go. Like, I hate being late. And I hate going to church and not getting there on time and then not having good seats.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Or
hate
parking
that so
spot.
much. Or parking spot. And I hate that so much. Well, we get there, and there's no parking at all. And my mom's like, and my dad's like, oh, but you said no one was going to come because it's Saturday at 8 p.m. And literally I was like, oh my God. So the last time we dropped my dad off, the last time we went to church, we dropped my dad off, and we were like, hurry, go look for seats. And then my dad never responded his phone. So we basically were like, what was the point of dropping the man off? For him not to even get us seats and like to not even respond his phone to where he's sitting, right? Mm-hmm. So yesterday I got out of the car with him, and then we get off, and supposedly we were going to go look for seats. Dude, there were no seats. Yeah. Nothing available.
You guys were standing the entire time?
Well, my dad ended up finding a seat because I was like, you need to go find a seat. Yeah, I was like, you have a cane. Standing. I was like, you can't stand up for long periods of time. I was like, se te van a dormir las patas. And he was like, yeah, let me go look for a seat. Finally find a seat. But he went a long way. Like, he was looking all over, y nadie tenía un extra seat. Yeah. And then what was really bogus was that some people just put their
bags and stuff,
their bags or their like chamarras on the whole pew, and there weren't even people there. And they're like, "Oh, I'm apartando this," and then at the end, they just took the chamarras or whatever they had on there, and they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna need these seats anymore." And I'm like, "Really, dude? Like, we could have sat there since the beginning." Yeah. But then they ended up giving it to other people already. So like, I mean, we ended up letting other people sit there too, porque habían ya más viejitas and all that stuff, right? So like, se me hizo mal, like being like, "Oh, I was here first," you know. So se lo dejamos. And then my dad was sitting. Chuy and my mom and I were just standing up. And then my mom's like, "Oh, they're giving chairs in the back. Let's go to the back." And then you got to the back, but now there's a piece of glass in between you, so you can't hear the whole mass.
I love that room.
I literally was like, no, it's not the room all the way to the side. It's not the room to the right? Which one is it? No, it's like the entrance.
That part.
Yeah. Oh, so like, you literally you can barely even see anything because there's people in the way, because they had screens. They had like presentations. Oh. And it was showing you like a picture description of basically what everything happens, of how, like, you know,
it was a short summary.
Yeah, like todo lo que pasa, pues, you know, before Jesus, you know, dies and then it is risen and everything. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, everything was so long. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna baptize some kids, and they weren't even babies. They were like adults, like adult and then also like teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, so what's the point of saying that it's gonna be babies if it's not gonna be babies?
They didn't say anything it was babies.
You
They
just-
just said it was a baptism.
Oh.
You can get baptized whether you're an adult or
I
not.
know, but you just said we're gonna baptize some babies.
No, I said they aren't babies. I said they were gonna baptize people. And then
Goofy, yeah.
they ended up baptizing like what? How many kids were there? Like maybe like not kids, but like there was like at least 20, 25 people, right, Trey?
Yeah, that was a good amount.
Yeah, and then we were like, okay, bet, ya se acabó la misa, right? Like, ya nomás van a hacer, like, the ending? Nah, bro. They still were like, okay, now we're gonna do the confirmation. That was like, oh my god, it's 10 p.m.
They still had confirmation. I think they had.
They did that. They started the confirmations at like 10:15.
Yeah.
And then, dude, there were so many kids around us, like so many little kids, and uno estaba llorando atrás de nosotros. He was like, "Mamá, tengo mucha hambre, mamá." And me and my mom were cracking up because Chewy walked out because he started coughing.
Hey, you're so sick.
It's because they had incense.
Oh yeah, he
And,
told me about that.
Yeah, they had incense, and then like with all since we all turned our candles on, como que todo el humo también estaba allí. So like Chewy was like, man, I gotta walk out, bro. So he walked out to like right there to the door. He was still heard the misa, well, somewhat, pero he was just on the outside.
I was dying, but
Yeah. And me and my mom were just sitting there, but yeah, there were some kids like, "Oh, mom, quiero ir," and then like they would have us clap after like the bautizos, and the kids like, "Ya ma, ya se acabó." And then my mom was like, "Ay, ojalá ya se acabó," and she's like, "Ya está bien larga la misa," and then again they were like, "Okay, ahora todos de rodillas," and I literally was like, "Nah, boy, you want me to get on my knees on this hard
I got on my knees on.
Yeah, well, we were, but then the ladies right, like the whole entire row right next to us, they were like, "Ay, no nos vamos a poner de rodillas. Everybody's passing through here," and so we didn't get on rodillas. And then the ladies next to us were like, "Con que se queden paradas."
Yeah, that's what.
So we just stayed standing up because there was no room in front of us to walk, and there were people walking. Yeah. So we were like, okay, then we'll just stay standing up.
I was on my knees on the concrete. But.
Yeah, no, and they had us get on our knees 2 or 3 times, and yeah, we were like, nah, boy, we're not.
I got on my knees on all of them besides the last one. Cause I was just like, come on, gang. I'm like, it's about to be like 3 hours. So I'm like,
yeah, we were tired.
I was tired.
There was a little kid that was like, I'm not gonna lie, like I thought it was like wrong. Like I felt like it was wrong. He just like opens his mom's jacket, like reaches into her polo. She had a white polo. Reaches into her polo shirt and just takes her boob out, bro. And he started just sucking on it. And then he's like twiddling with her hair and like playing with her hair as he's sucking her boob.
Is it a baby or a little kid?
Well, it was like at least like I want to say like he was reaching too. Like it wasn't even like
I get not even being a year old.
Pero like, ¿cómo no le vas a decir a tu hijo, hey, estamos en misa ahorita? No, you know? Pero I was like,
he was hungry. Did you not hear him go, Amma?
Well, they were in front, so I saw everything basically, and I was like, I literally was shook because I was like, did she just like let that happen? Like
Major was like, thank you, Jesus.
No, I literally was like, did she just let that happen? I was like, what the?
It's like, have you seen that movie, Grown Ups?
Oh yeah,
you know how that little kid,
yeah,
like, he's like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
and
basically, así van a estar yo creo because and I think it happens all the time because she did not give a flying fuck.
It's actually very common, believe it or not.
I understand that. I understand that, and I've seen a lot of people breastfeed and stuff like that. But like this one took me out because it was in church.
Yeah,
I just didn't expect that. You know, like I've been to the mall where like alguien se va y se sienta and they're breastfeeding and like no issue. Or like I don't know, like vas a una fiesta and somebody's breastfeeding, no issues. Or whatever, pero we were in church, bro. There was at least like 2,000 people in that church in that moment. And there were little kids, hombres, everything, So yo me quedé así como de, is she really gonna just have her kid plop her boob out and start sucking on it? Like, like nomás así. And the thing is, she wasn't even like
Covering
herself or the kid's face, like pa que él tomara. She literally was just like this, bro. Like
all hunched
like
over and
broadened,
stuff.
like she broadened up her shoulders and like she opened up her jacket and she was just like, yeah, man, this is me. Like I was like, yo,
Yeah, man, super.
yeah, no. And then what was funnier was that the kid kept doing it. Like he would stop drinking, she would put it back, and then like él jugaba con el otro niñito que estaba enfrente de él, and then immediately after he would go and he would take the other boob out, and he would do that, and I literally was like, what the hell? Like, is he just gonna try in the next one? Did that one not have milk? He's just gonna try in the next one.
It's like, oh, it's dry.
Yeah,
Get the other one.
and I literally was like, oh my god. Yeah, man, it was whack yesterday. I was like, oh my god, I want to go home.
No, in my opinion, I don't have any problem with that. Like, you know, you do you. You know, it's your kid.
No, same.
Whatever.
It's just it took me out. Because,
what takes me out is the age. Like, if they're like for example, that girl thing. I know it was a movie and stuff, but there are some kids who are like 4 years old or older who are still being best friends in public.
Well, believe it or not, my tia Rosita, she breastfed, I think it was Andy, until she was like 4.
In public?
Yeah. Like, I'm talking about, like,
Damn,
you
you're
know,
calling our cousin like that, bro. I'm about to send this to her.
But, like, I remember when she was, like, young, and we were at, like, my grandma's house, and, like, Andy would just be like, Ma. Like, she would just say, Ma. And then my tia, like, was like, okay, come. And then, like, my tia would just literally stand there, and Andy would, like, plop it out and start drinking, and I literally would be like, yo, what did I just see? Like, and, you know, and, like, for them, it's so, it was so normal.
Yeah.
Pero, like, imagine me, que my mom nunca nos hizo eso. You get me? Like, and then, like, in my head, it was like, my mom always said, oh, if I'm not producing milk, I'm not going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
And 2, like, yo no lo voy a hacer after you guys have teeth. You know, once y'all have teeth, it's over with, you know, because it hurts.
Ain't trying to bite this.
So, yeah, so, like, imagine now, like, you have a 4-year-old, bro?
Dude.
Yeah.
With some teeth coming out. Or we're still breastfeeding him.
Yeah, I was like, nah, boy.
I feel like I've seen people, like, I have co-workers that have their kids, and
You be breastfeeding at your job?
Nah, but they were saying that they're like, yeah. He was like, I'm like, we trying to get my kid to like, yeah, stop, you know. And then I was like, how old are they? And they're like, well, they're only like barely about to turn a year. So I'm just like, okay, like people starting them like to make them stop after a year, because that's what a lot of people do after a year or like a year and a couple months. But like 4, 5, bro, that's just, I don't know, man.
That's wild. Yeah, I follow this YouTuber, and I think her daughter is like 8 months, y ya la están tratando de hacer que termine de, you know, breastfeed.
Mm.
So, like, yeah, seeing an almost 2-year-old doing that, like, whack.
No,
No, but yeah, we ended up getting out of church at like 11:15, 11:16, and then we got home at like 11:30ish, and then my mom still gets home and she's like, I'm hungry.
Hey, the good thing about it is that we parked pretty far and we got our like easy.
You guys probably had like enough space and everything.
Compared, like, if we would
my
park in the front.
mom had to park like 2 blocks away.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You might as well should have walked there.
Yeah.
No, because I got out late yesterday too, and I couldn't sleep. Now you're speaking about speaking of being tired, my insomnia has been pretty bad. I actually just showed this guy a text message because I couldn't sleep last night. I was talking to one of my Discord friends, and it was like at 5 in the morning because I just could not sleep. I just kept waking up, and I think I probably slept like a good 2-3 hours. I'm pretty tired, and I still gotta go to work today and tomorrow. Yeah, but oh well, gotta get that bread.
Yep.
But anyways, going back to that whole Coachella thing, you guys saw that Bernie Sanders was there.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
You didn't see it. He made a whole speech being like, "You guys gotta start voting against Trump's policies." I think
Something
he
like
said
that.
policies.
And you guys have to do it for women's rights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too,
because and they use like you guys are the new generation.
Yeah.
Like we're
Hey,
like,
that was smart though. Going
Yeah.
to Coachella porque ahí están todos.
Yeah.
Todos los
Because
jóvenes.
that was like thousands of people.
Yeah. What really like frustrates me is that this poor man, like, is still fighting for us. Is still fighting for the U.S. and we literally never voted for him.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to vote for him, but I knew that if I voted for him, my vote would have basically like
Been,
se hubiera perdido.
yeah,
You know,
just thrown away.
en ese momento.
Yeah.
Pero
Because think about it, he did that speech in front of 125,000 people.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Think about it, that's
That's
125,000
good.
people.
And the minute
good
he
publicity,
said
though.
you know the president right now,
Mhm.
like everybody booed the president.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
he was like, I'm like the president of the United States, and then everyone was like, boo, like, you know. And then he was like, yeah, me too.
And it's crazy because like a lot of people disagree with what's happening right now.
Yeah. Besides the outfit and the whole Sanders being there and all that, did you guys see that there was a guy from Coachella who is barely like, I think it was Wednesday, April 17th, so 3 days ago. He is barely going on trial because he kidnapped someone in Coachella, and
I didn't even know this.
he what's it called? He was convicted for sexual assault and stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was a 21-year-old man accused of sexually assaulting and trying to kidnap a thermal girl as she walked home from school, and he was arrested in 2022, and the victim was an unnamed 16-year-old, and he also had a felony sexual battery and stuff, but he's barely being convicted like 3 days ago. Like the trial and all that, which is crazy. It took you 2 years to convict this man, and it was like during the whole Coachella thing. So, yeah, I think it said that he worked there. He was like one of the workers there.
Oh dang.
Dang,
Just crazy. Cause I'm like, damn, no one's safe, bro.
Oh, no. Nowadays, ya no puedes trust anybody.
Yeah. Actually, me and one of my coworkers were having a discussion the other day. Whether or not these days it's safer to walk alone in Mexico or here. And I was saying that on our hometown, it's pretty safe walking outside like alone.
Yeah.
But then again, it doesn't matter. People still go with other people like in pairs and stuff. But compared to here, where you can get mugged or shot for the wrong move, like it's pretty bad here.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I feel like as long as you
Stick in your own lane, right?
like, yeah, stick in your own lane and you don't like mention anything bad, or you don't stay with the wrong people, you're pretty fine.
And I mean, if you're talking like a Mexico thing, like también siento que as long as you're, you know, us being from like the U.S., as long as you're not wearing también like, you know, cosas de marca and like showing off that you have like money, which you know, no tenemos. Pero like, si tú vas, vamos a decir que tú vas y te pones puro
Gucci.
You know, sure. You know, that's not realistic. Pero let's say you go and you wear like pura ropa de marca, right? And like you're flashing and like que tienes un reloj nuevo or like and then you're posting everything. Obviously, sí.
You're gonna get targeted.
Yeah, pero no. Like I remember this one time we went to Mexico and someone whose name I will not mention or describe, just we went to the mercado, takes out a wad of cash, and I literally was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, that's gonna make us look like a target. And then people at the mercado started looking at us because they were like, oh, son del norte. You know, and then
I had a
everybody
lot of-
was like,
yeah.
you know how when you go to like a mercado or somewhere down in Mexico, todos te dicen, véngase para acá,
Yeah.
mire muchacho, and they start talking to you all nice and everything.
Mhm.
Like,
To
yeah,
convince
pero
you to buy stuff.
tú no conoces quién más está en la área.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know if somebody's a natural game banger and they're gonna be like, hey, agárrate a este. You know, he just came out here, tiene un reloj de marca, tiene toda la ropa de marca, él, su esposa y sus hijos, and like they just took a whole lot of cash out just to pay for something, and like I don't know. To me, it was just so dumb that like we stopped hanging out with them on that trip, and we avoided every single outing with them.
Yeah.
I think I didn't go that trip, right? I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I think you did.
You did.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was the last trip we all went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
that trip.
Yeah,
I don't think I was
and
there
that
that
trip,
day then.
and that trip we avoided.
I don't think I was there that day then.
I don't
'Cause
think
I
I was there
remember-
either.
Because I remember either I was with you or with Kevin, and we were doing something, and I think
we did go because we all went to the mercado, and then, but I think you were like, ustedes caminaron más para adelante, and then we were trying to
Yeah,
pay
because I
something.
remember, like, if
and
I ever go
then-
to the mercado, I'm walking by myself.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
then, and then I remember that like I stayed with my mom because yo le estaba agarrando unas bolsas. My dad wasn't with us though. I remember my dad wasn't with us
Yeah.
because he was at the rancho. Pero when we were with, you know, said people, they just, we stayed there with them because they were like, espérenos, vamos a agarrar esto. And, you know, it was like towards the end of the trip. Actually, it wasn't towards the end of the trip, but like more towards the end of the trip, they did it more often. And that's why we stopped hanging out with them during that time, because I was like, bro, like I don't want to get targeted.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't remember it was that trip or the trip before, but that's crazy. The time that me
No,
and my
it
brother
was-
dodged a bullet.
Well,
Well, you
like
Remember?
a week later, the bullet stuff happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
imagine that's even more of a reason for us to not even want to hang
Yeah.
out in that moment, because it was like, bro, just showed a wad of cash.
Yeah.
Donde está todo mundo. It's not even like you get to a little corner and you're like, a ver, espérame, deja sacar un billete.
No,
You know, no.
Take that
And
whole step.
what I
in
do
front
when
of
I go to
everyone.
Mexico, is que yo le digo a mi abuelita.
They take care of my money, right?
No. I say like, hey, can you give me like the cheapest little wallet you have? Or like a monedero? Like just a little baggie, right? And that has a zipper. And my grandma will give me the most used thing ever.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it just looks old as shit. And
Nah,
like,
I remember, when was this? I don't even remember which one or what time we went, but all I remember was I had taken what's it called, money with me, and my mom was like, "What is that?" And all I was like, "Okay." So I didn't think of anything. I just grabbed a little like sandwich baggie and the clear one. I brought what was it? I think I had put my toothbrush in there, and I just put all the monedas there. And all I remember was like, oh man, like you know how like a little kid was like monedas, right? I was like, I'm balling. I got like maybe like what, like 30 pesos in that shit.
yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm balling, man. And all I remember was going to the little like maquinitas
Oh yeah.
that where you play in like you know how when you bet
You
you're
gamble.
gambling.
Yeah.
But all I remember
But we were
was
at casino days.
We did that.
Yeah, we did that. We didn't win anything.
No. We
Yeah.
lost, what, 5-6 pesos?
Yeah.
We didn't come up with shit.
I remember playing and winning.
Well, I remember that we used to go to like an actual place donde tenían bien altas maquinitas.
In el what was it? By where mi tía Rosita used to live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I would win a lot of coins there. Pero Pancho and I went to the mercado. Bruh, nah.
Yeah.
Those things are rigged.
Nah.
I'm convinced.
There
those
was
things
one
are
of them that took the money and then didn't even
rigged.
have
Didn't
to.
even let us
You know
play.
where is also really good? Ahí por
Por el jardín.
el jardín, ¿sabes?
Yeah.
Where, like,
Yeah.
by the templo?
Uh-huh.
Right there.
Yeah. I wanted to play, but when I passed by, I didn't have points.
Oh, you know what else is in the heading? Remember the video I sent you of all the anime figures and the books and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy was super nice. He told us that we could have ordered like books and stuff.
Mm.
So like if I wanted to order an anime figure or something from like Japan or something where it's just out of state, they can order it and then get it within the month. But I'm like, we're only here for 2 weeks,
It's
bro.
probably cheaper than,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is.
pidiéndolo
Well, you
aquí.
gotta
Yeah.
ask for an advance.
Así
you-
te lo van a like super overcharge.
Oh, over here, if you were to want to buy an anime figure for like $120, over there you'd be like paying $20 for that.
Hey, you gotta remember no tariffs on that.
Yeah, no tariffs. Oh, speaking of the tariffs thing, y'all see the Chinese market?
Dude, I saw that they
I'm about to buy stuff from there, bro.
se lanzaron like the links to buy like the Stanley Cups for $1. The Stanley Cups normally go for like 45, 50
Yeah.
bucks.
The Labubus.
They actually cost $1 to make.
The
Yeah.
Labubus cost like $3-4.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then the Lululemon like leggings and Nike leggings and all that stuff, super cheap too. Like less than $5.
Well, that's
Y
what
aquí
market
cuánto,
is.
aquí cuánto no te cuestan unas leggings de
Oh yeah,
Nike?
but
$100, $80.
is that over there? I feel like in like anywhere else, like if it comes like let's say China, fucking or like Japan and all that, I feel like they don't like supercharge their stuff because
They know they can just make more.
they can make more,
They have
obviously,
the resources.
pero like I feel like they care more about their people compared to the United States. Like you see something like I'm not even gonna like when I was in the shoe business, like business stuff, like looking into like new releases coming out and all that. I was like, cause I bought shoes and resell them, and I was like, oh, I know these are gonna go up in price when they first came out. Remember buying them? I bought them for $180, sold them for $320, like a couple months later. And I wasn't gonna sell them. I was originally gonna wear them, but then I was like, nah, I don't see myself wearing these. So I ended up selling them, making a couple bucks. But that's what the thing about like here in the United States. That's how people are. They prefer it. Now that how the situation is with the terrorists and like you know, como está todo con la tienda, everything's gonna up price everything now.
Yeah, everyone's gonna find different ways and methods to buy things and avoid like the U.S. prices as much as possible. Because honestly, it's not worth it. We're buying all these things from the U.S. and for what? Just for them to overcharge us and for them to just throw more, taxes and all that. It's not worth it. Might as well like actually support the companies who actually make them and not the ones that overcharge you for the things they didn't make.
And the thing is, they only overcharge you for the brand, which I understand. If you build up a brand, va a subir de precio, pero no se mamen, también no tanto.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Nintendo doing right now?
Oh,
Their games used to be like $50, then it went to $60, and now they're about to be like $80, $90.
Nah, the inflation is so bad. You saw that one guy in Chicago that made his own diesel fuel?
Yeah, he made his own diesel from garbage, no?
Yeah, he's from recycling. And he called like everybody from, I guess from like his area. And it's so funny because they had a whole ass presentation. He had two different cars. One was like his fuel compared to some like an actual like known brand fuel, and how it's gonna work between like the effects on two different cars.
How is one natural? The process being made. I
was watching that last night at like 2 in the morning. I was like, what is people on with this inflation?
Hey, but if it helps, bro.
Yeah, but you gotta remember. Yeah, but now that it's all over the
now that it's all over social media, they can either get sued or their stuff can be stolen.
They won't get sued. They just will get captured. Remember that one guy that made what's called what was it? The car that ran in water.
Oh, the car that ran in water, and then the guy who cured cancer years ago, and then disappeared.
They just disappeared, and then whatever they had, all the data was gone.
It's okay. They're working for NASA.
Nah,
we just don't know it. They're in Mars right now.
That's crazy though.
like you want to help out the community and all that, and then government comes and take you away.
Es que
They're like, you're taking their profit.
todo
why.
es negocio.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
business. The
Todo
United States
es
cares more about
negocio,
money
and at the end of the day, la gente is greedy. You
Mhm.
know, la gente no hace las cosas. Like, I know this person que ellos empezaron un negocio y al principio they would say, I want this business to be able to teach people, especially high schoolers, about business, about being entrepreneurs, about stocks, about all this stuff. And they started really good, and they helped a lot of high schoolers out and everything. And which I was actually one of those high schoolers that they helped out and everything. But greed, you know, like
Yeah.
greed and el dinero se le subió. Se le subió y luego ya no hicieron las cosas bien. And, you know, empezaron a subir los precios de todo. And pues ya, así no sirve.
Yeah, you help certain amount of people, and then they do you dirty.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, like, raising taxes and not the minimum wage, because, the whole United States is now, like, all about business and stuff, but we still broke.
Yeah.
We still have a bunch of taxes to
We
pay.
owe
Dude,
so
I
much
saw
money.
that we owed, like, I'm talking about in the trillions.
Uh-huh.
I want to say it was like $3.8 trillion to China.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
somehow, some way, the
We're still asking
president
for money, but
is still like, oh yeah, your tariffs are $245%. And I'm like,
didn't the China went up to like 400 or something like that?
I don't know. I the last thing I saw from China was like that they went up to like
180. That's
no. The last time I saw was I want to say like 84%.
The last thing
Tariffs.
I
That's
Okay, the United States owed China approximately around $116 billion in debt as of 2024.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that means that the number that I saw about us being in the trillions is right if it's 2025 now.
And then we are considered the number one country that is in debt.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
I'm probably the second one.
I saw this.
Probably the second one. That's crazy.
I saw this thing on Threads. I don't know if you guys are on Threads.
I had it, but the notification system is very annoying, so I just deleted it.
Oh, you can go into your notifications.
I tried, and it still does it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if they have like some sort of thing that just like, takes it away or something.
Okay, this is the one I saw. Okay, so Republican Elise Stefanik, she made a tweet that said "America first, China last," and then I hope I don't butcher this, but Chen Weia responded and said, "First in what? COVID infections and deaths, gun violence, prison population, number of homeless people, bombs dropped in foreign countries, national debt of 30 trillion, number of idiot politicians like you."
Isn't that guy? I think I've seen that. Isn't that guy like a governor or something?
I don't know. Maybe
he's one of like the
it
top
says
guys
here
in
China state affiliated media. So maybe.
Yeah, I think he is. I don't remember where I read it, but I remember seeing that, and then people are responding and be like, "No way, one of the governor's assistant or something,
Yeah. And
just
then
responded to you like that."
After the whole Coachella thing, I saw this other thread that said Lady Gaga accuses I can't pronounce this word. Satanism?
Lady Gaga accused of Satanism. Green Day is too liberal. Economy is shit. Oh, we are so back.
Yeah, because if you guys saw Coachella, Green Day was there, Green Day was there, and they basically they shitted on Trump.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Wait, why are they doing that?" And literally everybody was like, "Have you not heard the song American Idiot?"
Yeah.
like the song is basically like bashing you guys de los que ustedes piensan. Like it wasn't because it wasn't like
Just for a beat. It's
yeah. And I'm like, dang, people are actually dumb, bro.
Yeah. People don't read into the lyrics. They just think it's a song.
Yeah, they
There's
just think it's a
meaning
song,
behind
but
stuff.
there is meaning. Yeah.
No, yeah. Like, I only heard them... I only heard that song, like, once or twice before I added it to my playlist. But even then, I knew the entire, like, meaning behind the song the first time I heard it.
Yeah. And did you guys see that Blue Origin took a whole crew of women to space?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Pero it was so dumb because they all were rich.
Uh-huh.
It's not like they just took, like...
You know who it
like,
was? You know who it was?
Katy Perry was one
Yeah.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I
Katy
don't
Perry
remember
and
who
her
anybody
friends.
else was, but I heard Katy Perry. I think Oprah had to do something with it, but I'm not sure if she was one of the ladies up there.
What's called... My girlfriend and I were talking about it, because we were on FaceTime the other day, and, what's called... They had posted, a tweet of, like, someone who was, like, a bystander. They were just walking by when they were, like, filming the entire thing and stuff. And apparently the guy was standing there for 21 minutes. And Katy Perry came out of the quote-unquote ship, which was actually like a tent or like a little hut. And she started kissing the ground as if she was gone for like 10 years.
They said that was fake.
Yeah, of course it was fake.
Well, I don't even remember, like, them even posting about, like, the rocket, like, launching.
I don't remember if they did, but I do remember them talking about it, like, in terms of, like, tweeting and stuff. That they were like, oh, we just experienced going to space and all that. And there was, like, quote-unquote, like, footage of them. And it was literally them, like, slightly floating, but you can tell it was a green screen. You can tell they were just cropped and then moved a little bit upwards. Because the background does not look natural.
Well, here's one of them.
Yeah, that's the one where Katy Perry comes out and like looks at the sky and then walks forward and then starts kissing the ground.
Yeah, this had to be like...
No, and then you know too, también, I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a clip where supposedly that door can't be opened from the inside.
Uh-huh.
Right? And there's a clip like when they first landed and they're like, oh my god, they landed and all that. And it's called like they're outside, which like I don't know if they was like the news people or what, but they were just like talking into like, you know, like a camera, like streaming, you know?
Uh-huh.
And all you can see the door like opens and then they start running towards the door, fucking like shut it, close again.
Uh-huh.
So it looked like it was still closed.
Yeah.
But someone from the inside opened it, which they're not like supposedly when they showed the diagram on this, like contraption, there was no way for them to open it from the inside.
Yeah, they had like an interlock thing to prevent them from like their
Opening.
air coming out and all that. And they were also saying like, oh, if they really went to space, why don't they have this? Why don't they have that? And there was like basic astronaut things like the suits, the buckles, and like the helmets and stuff. All they were wearing was just like a skimpy airtight like outfit and no helmet. And they had their hair done, they had the makeup and stuff, and they're like, dude, this is clearly
por eso nadie les cree. And
Yeah.
not only that, but like, ¿cómo es que cayó the, you know, like the top of the rocket where they were supposedly in? Like, so perfect.
Yeah.
You get me?
No damage, no
And,
nothing.
Yeah, no damage, no nothing. They were all okay. But a couple weeks ago, there was those astronauts that were actually stuck in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, no one knew if they were actually going to come down or not, or like if somebody was actually going to go and get them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Y acá están estas jugando con la vida.
Yeah.
You know?
And
then,
also, what pisses me off is all this shit going on in America and y'all doing that for what?
that's exactly what I was going to say. Ellas se bajan and they're like, don't you guys feel inspired? And they're like, no, motherfucker, you should have fucking given the money to like people that actually needed it.
Yeah, you could have
You know?
donated to people that
Like,
actually like
you could have donated it to all the places that are losing funds from the U.S., like libraries or your local schools, or I don't know, find a freaking teacher that's starting and buy her all her equipment for her classroom, maybe, or like varias maestras.
Yeah, something that matters, not just publicity
Yeah,
stunts, bro.
or no, that would have done way more effect and more motivation y todo eso And then I'm sure that if they started it, it would have started a whole chain of influencers and celebrities to start doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Pero estas, excuse my language, pendejas, que nomás gastaron un chingo de dinero para ir a space to not only,
Quote, unquote,
quote unquote space. And if they did go to space, how much money did you guys just, like, spend in everything? And did you guys just really wasted all that fuel and everything y todo eso? Ruined our atmosphere more than lo que ya está, our ozone layer.
Because supposedly, for a flight ticket can range from around $250,000.
That's crazy.
And
and they wanted like the best class, best things, more fashionable, all that stuff.
And like I'm reading these comments on this video that I saw from last week, and it says, this first comment is from Tiff. It says, "We're in the middle of a global recession, and we got a bunch of rich people playing astronaut."
Yeah.
And then acá otro. "Why couldn't it be real women astronauts and not rich women from a talk show?"
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, women's rights and bodily autonomy are being stripped away one bill at a time. But yeah, let's do whatever this is.
She also started going to like live media and being like, "Oh, I'm struggling, quote unquote, struggling with all this backlash. I don't deserve it and stuff." And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, really? You can't open your eyes for 1 second and look what's going on around you?
Oh my God. This comment says, "So Katy Perry just surpassed Taylor Swift on polluting." You know how Taylor Swift basically takes her private jet from like one show to another, and they say it's polluting so much.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, the woman has to, like, I get it, like the woman has a show,
That's
here at one night and then another and then another, that's mainly what every artist does. I feel like a Taylor le echan bien harta, like, culpa también de muchas
Honestly,
cosas.
it's not even Taylor. It's mostly their fans that are just shitty.
Pero a lo que me refiero es de que, like, she gets backlash for, like, flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it's not just her. Like, what about the Kardashians?
Artists.
Yeah, the Kardashians aren't even, like, actually famous for anything.
Yeah, they're just there.
They do stupid stuff for... Oh, talking about the Kardashians. Did you guys see that Crumbl cake stuff?
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
Those videos about Kourtney's flourless, eggless, sugarless.
You see the one of that little kid who was, like, all excited and she was eating, like, a little cupcake. And then she gets like a little bite of the cake, and then she just looks so offended. She's about to cry.
And then the comments are like, "Yo, and kids eat crayons and sand."
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
That's how you know this shit's bad.
There was a lady who kind of looked exactly like her, and she put her makeup exactly like how she does in the show, and she goes, "This is so good. This is like, it's the best, my best idea ever." And her husband's like, "You're eating the wrong cookie." He's like, "That one's yours. This one's mine." And then she eats the cake and she goes, "Ew, who came up with this idea?" And his husband goes, "You bitch."
Yeah, I saw this video where, like, the girl, the lady is at Crumbl, and she's like didn't even like take the time to get home or anything. She tried the cookies right there in front of Crumbl, right?
Yeah,
and she's like trying them on. She's like, okay, this one's decent. This one's okay. And then she eats the Courtney one, and she's like, starts gagging, right? And like just spits it out, ahí enfrente y todo.
Yeah.
And then she puts the window down because she sees somebody about to go into Crumbl, and she's like, "Don't buy the Courtney one." I was like, oh man.
I saw someone who was like in public. Who was like, "I'm about to try the Courtney cookie. This is about to be bomb. It looks amazing." He takes a bite and he goes, "What the fuck is this shit?" He just throws it into traffic. I'm like, what the hell?
I have a friend that she went to go try it, and then she's like, "Oh, well, this is disgusting." And I'm like, "Why am I? You seen all these reviews?" And she was like, "I thought they were fucking with me. Like, I thought we were just hating on her." And I was like, "No, it's genuinely bad." And
I think
she just throws the damn thing.
Yeah, I think somebody said that the best cookie was
Double
Cookies
chocolate
and
chip
cream
cookies.
skillet cookie, which is Chloe's.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one was the shortbread one? Because I tried the shortbread one. I think it was Kim's. I don't even know. They're all the same, bro. I don't
It
know.
doesn't say shortbread. Okay, so it says Kim has the snickerdoodle crumb,
Ooh.
and then it sounds good though. Chloe had the cookies and cream skillet cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like kind of like a brownie kind of cookie.
Yeah.
And then on top, it's supposed to be 2 balls of something like frosting or something.
Wait, I think I know what you're
And then Kylie had the pink confetti sugar cookie, which everybody said was hard as a freaking rock.
Oh, wait.
The pink frosting one is a
Yep.
Kylie one.
Kim's is the one I tried.
Okay.
Kim's is,
okay.
yeah, that one
The
was actually
snickerdoodle
somewhat
one.
good. It needed a little bit more sugar,
Yeah.
but it was somewhat good.
And then Courtney had the flourless chocolate cake, gluten
Disgusting.
free.
Well, what do you even like?
There's nothing in there, bro.
Well, there's no flour because she's gluten free, so that's why there can't be flour in it. And then no sugar porque pues también no quiere azúcar. And then no eggs because she's I think a vegan.
I think she makes herself to be a vegan. I'm not sure if she actually is a vegan.
Well, I think she is a vegan.
Maybe. I don't
And
know
then
anything
Chris
about
had the classic yellow layer cake, which I heard really good reviews about that one. It's just somebody. I think the first review said let it warm up a little,
Mhm.
not in a microwave or anything. Just leave it out in room temperature for a while, porque te lo dan frío. So si luego, you know how when you taste cold cake, luego you're like that,
yeah.
Cold
yeah.
cake is the best, bro.
Well, no, it
unless
depends
it's
what
ice
kind of
cream.
cold bread.
Unless it's ice cream. Cake.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
if it's-
yes, pero if you also get a cold tres leches cake, buzzing,
Bussin', yeah.
Pero si agarras un pastel like seco, remember these cakes are made before, days before.
Mm-hmm.
Crumbl doesn't make cookies on the spot.
The only thing they do
Like,
is
if you were to go to Crave, which is their competition,
Yes.
it's fresh. Porque lo hacen el mismo día.
y'all bogus as
Pero
hell
si
for
lo
getting crave without me.
haces, ¿huh?
Y'all bogus as hell for getting crave without me. I still haven't gotten it.
Wait, when did
Remember
we
you
get
guys had a whole box over here?
Te dimos a probar though. We told you to probaras.
No one told me nothing.
Yeah, it was there. It was there.
No
for
one told me
anybody to
nothing.
grab.
And when I went over there, it was only half a cookie left, and I think that was True's left. So
Oh, I don't
yeah,
know. Ese día agarramos 4, right?
I didn't get it.
They were there just for anybody to grab.
No, we only got 2.
We only got 2.
Yeah, because it was just the one I had and you.
And like I said, there was literally nothing in that
Oh,
box.
then I think so. I thought we had gotten 4 that day. Oh, well.
Because it was the same day our chest freezer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, the
And
whole
we had
chest
Kevin
freezer.
was here.
We had to bake everything
Yeah,
in
because
the chest.
Oh, yeah.
we had just gotten
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
And then my dad called us and he's like, you guys gotta make
Dude,
heavy food, bro.
Chewy and
we
I had the
ordered
perfect plan. We were going to come home, sit down, watch TV, like a show we were watching, and then eat Chipotle, and then, eat, the Crave cookies.
Mhm.
And then my dad's like literally not even 10 minutes after we paid for everything. Hey, vénganse a la casa que ya no sirve ahora sí el chest freezer. You guys have to bake everything. I was like, really, bro?
The only good thing
So
about
I
it was
literally
Kevin's
had to
food.
bake all 4 pizzas.
Yeah.
That's
We had
crazy.
just bought a box of
Costco.
Costco pizzas, and those things come in 5 packs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to bake all the chicken tenders,
Chicken tenders, potatoes,
potatoes, sweet potato fries we had. I had to bake a lot of
chicken
stuff.
nuggets.
I had to eat 8 or 9 takoyakis because my bag of frozen takoyakis were
Oh
in there
yeah.
too.
Mm.
And then I came home with a whole box of Little Caesars pizza because someone ordered at work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the same
And
time,
ate it all, bro.
hey, but it was a blessing in disguise that Kevin was here.
Dude,
Yeah.
not for me, bro. I got home. I was like, okay, I'm about to munch on this pizza. I went to the bathroom, came back, half the pizza was gone already.
Well, but we still had Costco pizza.
No, Kevin still ate
Oh,
half of
Kevin
that.
ate everything.
No, we had Costco pizza in the fridge for 2 extra days after Kevin left. I ate
I'm gonna
the
not tell it.
leftovers.
I'm gonna not
Well,
tell
you
you.
never eat leftovers.
I do eat leftovers.
It is rare. You
No, I eat leftovers every day, dude.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, now I do.
You ate lentejas?
Yeah? I
Wait,
eat
leftover
lentejas.
lentejas?
Yes, I did.
Nah, boy,
Cat.
because there
I
are
did
still
eat lentejas.
lentejas in the fridge.
Cat, but
I sometimes take a little
Nah,
bit, bro.
boy.
I don't take a whole bowl of lentejas, but I do
I'll
be eating
believe
it.
you.
Chunky eat leftovers, but
Yeah. Chucky eating leftovers right now because she didn't finish food yesterday. Chunky is my cat, by the way. Kendall had the cookie dough cupcake cookie. But I think the best reviews I saw from all of them was the Kendall and the Chloe one.
I like the Kim one.
The Kim one.
Yeah, that one's
And I
pretty
think I saw somebody said good reviews on Chris too. But between Kylie and Courtney, a lot of people said no on those.
Actually, it was such a random switch from the last last set of cookies. It was just like basic nice chocolate or vanilla and stuff like that here and there, and then out of nowhere, Kim Kardashian cookies. I'm like,
yeah, and they don't
what
even
the-
eat sugar, so it's like
yeah,
bro, like I don't even understand why they're famous. Bro.
Wait, what's today?
the
Oh,
17th.
the 20th. No, the 20th.
Like I understand like they're famous for
Whatever.
whatever their show and all that, but like
What do
Well,
they actually
acuérdate
do?
que su papá de ellas era un abogado,
yeah.
and he was in the O.J. Simpson case. So
Yeah.
like from there they started getting famous.
Yeah.
So why did they have a show for the dead instead of
Well,
them?
he
They
ended
don't do anything.
He ended up passing away,
Mhm.
and then the mom ended up dating Bruce Jenner, which at that time was an Olympic athlete. And then over time, they just ended up getting their show. They bought their own show, and then it just went from there. But Chris también, I think she was like, honestly, I don't read into them, so like I don't really know
Nah.
much. But a lot of people still have the theory, the conspiracy theory that Kim cheated on her husband, and O.J. Simpson is actually the dad of Chloe. Because ella tiene las facciones de la cara
Mm-hmm.
más como African American que todos los demás.
I would have never
If
known
you have
that.
ever seen her, ella tiene even when before they plastic surgery their whole freaking bodies and faces and everything. Back in the day, si tú los mirabas, Chloe tenía the lips, tenía las facciones de la cara como si tuviera African American blood.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Y todas las demás, no lips. Have you guys ever seen a picture of Kylie
No.
before everything?
I don't pay attention to them at all.
Yo, I think the last time I saw them was when we still had cable, but and I was thinking that was cool. That was the last time I remember seeing them.
Oh, I don't
Okay,
know.
look. This is before plastic surgery. This is now.
Oh yeah, I kind
You
of
see,
it.
she looks like your typical American teenager.
Yeah.
No lips, se le ve bien todavía su cara, como una normal person. Y acá, this is what money does to you, you know?
Honestly, she looked better before.
I mean, I think she looks better
I don't know.
now. It's just it's because Kylie, for example, she just didn't have any lips.
If she would have just gotten lip filler, she would have been very.
Oh yeah, she would have been.
But money
decent.
got to her fame too.
Yeah.
It looks.
She wanted to look good in front
Okay.
of paparazzi.
Before.
What the heck? She looks like a mini
she's
Katy
like-
Perry.
But she
Oh
looked
no,
like
she looks like that one girl, the one that goes,
One more life in 2 pieces.
no, the one that sings, Call Me
Call Me
Baby.
Baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Nah, she looked
I
like
don't remember her
what was her name? The one that plays on the piano. She's like, and I miss you.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know her name though.
Or Merlina.
I don't remember.
No, or Merlina, like from Wednesday Addams.
No. Nah.
What do you mean, nah? Her bangs?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Anyway, going back to Crumbl. Starting tomorrow, April 21st to the 26th, their cookie releases are going to be carrot cake, and it's a little carrot cake, raspberry cheesecake, peanut butter cup featuring Reese's, a vanilla crumble cookie cake featuring golden Oreo.
That one sounds good.
That one sounds good. A confetti cookie, a chocolate and cookies and cream cookie, and then their semi-sweet chocolate chunk.
Chocolate chunk. You guys
Nah,
see
bro,
that they
no
have
cake.
a strawberry tres leches cake right now?
They do, but it ends today.
Y'all trying to get it?
No.
Oh.
The one that they have today is carrot cake, strawberry tres leches cake, candy egg brownie cake. Brownie cookie, chocolate cupcake cookie, lemon glaze, spring M&M cookies, and chocolate chip.
What if they make Kylie's cake a permanent thing?
They're not taking that out of the menu until they sell the last one.
Yeah, until they sell the last batch. They probably already threw those away. Or send them back to her.
Never making a collab with you ever again.
The tres leches cake comes back on May 5th.
They really said don't look.
But why can't we have a reality show?
Us?
A Hispanic one.
We already have one. It's called George Lopez.
That's true.
Nah, I feel like George Lopez downgraded bad.
He kind of made it a little bit too American, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I actually did enjoy it. I
liked it.
I haven't even finished watching it. I was watching it.
Me and you were watching it for a good month or two, and then we just randomly were like, let's watch something else.
No,
and now you're watching Shameless.
I stopped watching Shameless.
You stopped watching Shameless?
Yeah, I know, because I started watching other shows. And then, I'm a show hopper. That's what I am. Like, I
can't do that. I have to finish the show, or else I can't watch anything else.
I'm like, oh, this looks so fire, and then start watching it, and then halfway I'm watching it, and then I'm scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and I see a clip, and I'm like, ooh, that's fire. What show is that?
And then you start watching that.
And then I start watching that show, and then the list goes on.
You know, whenever I do show hop is when I'm waiting for the next season for another show. Like, for example, that one anime I was watching that I told you was super, super good. Mm-hmm. And then they said they were going to make the new season last year, and then it came out. And now they barely announced that they're actually working on it this year. I'm like, nah, I'm not waiting for that. I'm just going to watch something else.
Do you guys know how to make Rice Krispies?
Yes.
I feel like
you
I
melt
did
the
before.
marshmallow and all that stuff?
You put you cook the rice.
No.
No.
You use Rice Krispies cereal.
You
Anyway.
cook the rice and you put
Krispies.
No.
Instead of a tomato sauce, there's milk, and you put glue together.
No.
That's called horchata.
You melt the marshmallows and then you throw in the Rice Krispie cereal, right? Mm-hmm. Well, this guy I just saw, he put las obleas que dan en misa.
No.
Yeah, look at it. And the caption says, Christ Krispy Treats. and then the comments are crazy. He's like, dude, God playing this video for you at the gates. I don't think you're supposed to eat the whole body of Christ. I don't know, for some reason I feel like you can't do that.
Boy say he's getting blessed from the inside.
Communion casserole.
Oh no! Oh no! Bro got the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit in that pot.
And then the song that they used was "Take Me to the King."
Do you remember when you were so obsessed with that one song, "Take Me to Church"? Back when we were in junior high and stuff.
Yeah.
You remember when you used to have a bunk bed?
I used to have what?
A bunk bed?
Yeah.
In your room?
You know,
I remember falling off that shit.
You know what I remember about the bunk bed? All I remember was
this comment.
What?
Mac and cheeses.
Well, I remember when we had bunk beds. Kevin, my younger brother, ended up moving into Major's room. And it was a time when I don't remember if you were... Shit, I don't remember if you were still with us or not. But all I remember was... you died, but I mean, you were traveling, you know? You were traveling from work.
She's no longer with us.
And all I remember was... I saw a stunt. And then I was like, man, that shit's easy. Because the guy just fell off of something, right? And I was like, man, that's easy.
The one where you roll over and you fall on your feet?
I don't know. I don't remember. But all I remember was I was like, man, that's nothing. I could do that. all I remember was getting on top of the bunk bed, and I was looking at the ground, and I was like, that's a little bit too high. So then I was like, you know what? Let me put some pillows and blankets. And I put pillows and blanket, and I still couldn't jump because I was scared. I'm like, bro, I need to have something so I can like go for it, right? So I was like, you know what? Who wouldn't want a penny, a bright shiny penny? To the bright shiny penny to the ground where all the pillows were, and I was like, come on, Chewy, go get the penny. And all I remember was jumping off of my bunk bed on top to the ground, and all you hear a big thump, and then all you hear my mom like, ¿Qué fue eso? And then all I remember was that I was like, I fell, and I was like, ah. And then all you hear my dad was, "¿Estás bien?" And I was like, yeah, I found a penny. I was so dumb.
We're gonna talk about the dumb things he did as kids, though. But first, we gotta do the whole school episode next episode.
Yeah.
The next episode will be a school episode.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we should probably wrap it up. No, we got like an hour and 23, and I gotta edit that down. You're trying to give me overtime. I don't get paid enough for this.
Well, 30 minutes was just...
That's true. Huh?
Like at least a good amount, like
you
30.
You just got free coffee on me today.
All right, I got you coffee last time. Hold on. So we're kind of even. Technically, he owes us coffee because we both bought him coffee.
It's on Chewy next time.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is the last time you guys would ever see me. It was a pleasure being here, and yeah, never see you again.
Broke boy. All right, well,
I officially retired.
You just started.
I officially retired.
Alright, well, thank you so much for coming by. Be sure to follow us in Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram. Meiji will be updating that soon because she's been lacking on that.
I have been so busy, but I will get to it.
Anyways, I'm Pancho. I've been your co-host.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Chewy.
Damn, I'm so depressed every single time.
I'm sick, but...
No. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe, and we'll
Happy
see you next time. Happy Chrysler Day.
Bye.
Bye.
Chicken jogging.